The governor's not here this evening. I was really hoping to see her on such a major issue as this, that she could be present. It's unfortunate she's not here. It's also unfortunate that this hearing is being held in the middle of our harvest season. For many of us who are farming, this is a really difficult time for us to come in and testify with just 2 hours for public comment. I am very much opposed to this based on the precedent that it sets. I do believe that this is political candy. We've been hearing about it this evening, jobs and money. It's super sexy. I'm pro-business, I get it. But what I don't get is that I think people have forgotten where they live. We live in the Willamette Valley. This is an incredibly special place. I actually prefer real forests over silicone forests, and we have them. We can maintain them if we wanted to. I'm one of the earliest wine growers in the state. My family established a winery back in 1969 in Washington County. At that time, my parents worked very hard to protect the farmland so that we would have a thriving wine industry, which, by the way, is a sustainable industry for generations. It's something I've been hearing a lot about. This, the messaging is really strong here about the once-in-a-generation opportunity. What we do as farmers, we have opportunities for multiple generations, not just one generation, multiple generations, but we have to protect the land. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about. It's important, and I do realize that we're only talking about this small 375 acres, 373 acres. But the precedent that this sets is dangerous to our state and to the future generations. For those who live and prosper by the land, as I do and many of us do, land is something that we don't take for granted. Land is something that we see as a privilege, as a gift. It's not that we get it. We have to protect it. We have a responsibility for that. The Oregon wine industry, yes, it is small in comparison to what we're talking about today. I get it. We're only contributing $8 million to our state's economy. We only employ 40,000 people. But what we do is we drive our state's economy in a healthy way, using our natural resources sustainably for future generations. And just because we're a wine industry doesn't mean we just stay here. We're around the world. We have produced some of the highest quality wines in the world, and we are the envy of the world because of this. And it's because of the land. It exists because of the UGB that protected us and enabled this industry to thrive, and so many other agricultures to thrive. It exists because of our very unique place in the world. Maybe you don't know this. The climate, the soils are A-class. Semiconductors do not require A-class prime farmland to thrive. Agriculture, high-valued agriculture, it does, and we have it. I strongly urge the governor to consider the thousands of industrial zone acres across many other Oregon cities and towns who might actually benefit from this kind of economy. There are 4 sites with more than 500 acres. Yes, I'm going to wrap up. I really urge the governor to consider other options because we have a future generation to protect. Thank you.
My name is Faun Hozey. So I got to turn on my mic. My name is Faun Hozey. I live north of Hillsborough in the rural area. And I am strongly opposed to this proposal. It's growth that's not smart. It's greedy. It's too much. It's too fast. It's disrespectful. It doesn't follow a process. The public is pretty much shut out in the 20 days that we have available without being able to study plans or interact with officials. And I wonder, why do we want to grow so fast? We don't have an employment problem, except when Intel is laying off people. So we can't really depend on their employment. Citizen involvement has been discounted. We might not be in quite such a fix if citizens had been listened to more carefully. In testimonies over the urban and rural reserves process, citizens warned officials about the soils, which led to them not listening, but designating prime, so the land that we're talking about tonight, prime farmland was designated as urban reserves. Using pseudo-factors in which dry land was discounted. It doesn't matter that it's dry. The soils are the best in the world. Bring them just a little bit of water, just a little bit of what you might be bringing to industry. You can grow anything. And not only that, but they're farmed continually as dry land farming. There are a lot of crops that require dry land. They require the dry summers. They rotate, and they keep restoring the land, making it richer. But the process has been disingenuous. While the public hasn't been well listened to, so I went to appeals. The court came down with the ruling, and the grand bargain was born. And the out-of-court settlement, after the 2011 urban reserves were remanded, and this out-of-court settlement was codified in the legislature in House Bill 4078. So here we are tonight, and I learned that in the back rooms, they call the grand bargain the grand giveaway. So that's symptomatic of what's happening, that we're not reading, we're not hearing, we're not reading, we're not listening to how our community really feels. These officials they're looking toward the next biennium, the next election cycle, the next decade. We're really not considering what our needs are for the future centuries. And every decision we make is going to have an impact on what's left.
Yep. Thank you. Okay.